Nice buns, soft, fluffy, and ultra-low net carbs. Discover Hero Bread, the delicious ultra-low net carb bread with incredible taste and texture. Hero Bread has 0 grams of sugar and is under 100 calories per serving. Plus, high in fiber with 5 to 10 grams of protein per serving. Available on Amazon.com, Walmart.com, and at hero.co. That's HERO.co. Delicious, ultra-low net carb Hero Bread buns and tortillas. Soft and fluffy, high in fiber, and with 0 grams of sugar, up to 10 grams of protein, coming in at under 100 calories. Order today at hero.co and use the code AH10 to get 10% off your first purchase. That's AH10 at hero.co. HERO.co. Order from hero.co now and get 10% off your first purchase with promo code AH10. That's 10% off with code AH10. HERO.co.
The Celebrity Jobber Podcast with Jeff Zito. If you like what you hear, please subscribe, give a 5-star rating, and leave a review. Check out all our past episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you pod. What if these celebrities weren't famous? What would they have become? What was their first job? We're about to find out.
So 7 weeks ago, our next guest went on his social media to say, quote, "I've come to see a few truths, one of them being that I want to be free to love whomever I want. This truth makes me pan and part of the LGBTQ plus family. It's scary as hell to say it out loud, but here it is. The people I admire the most are the ones brave enough to be themselves unapologetically." So for people that don't know exactly what is pan, aka pansexual, which is sexually or romantically attracted to people regardless of their sex or gender. You could be in love with a man, you could be in love with a woman, a transgender, the person itself. That is the textbook definition of being pan or pansexual. And Wayne Brady has made this proclamation on his social media. You know him from Whose Line Is It Anyway? He's now the host of Let's Make a Deal on CBS. And of course, I have to mention Chappelle's show with one of the greatest sketches ever when he says, quote, "Is Wayne Brady gonna really have to choke a bitch?" My guest this week on Celebrity Jobber, the one and only Wayne Brady. Hello, Wayne.
Hello, good morning.
Good morning to you, my friend. I can tell you something that I hope you don't take this creepy or think that I'm creepy, but you're in my wedding album.
Best way to start off a conversation.
I know. But here's the...
Explain your wedding album.
Okay, I'll explain. We got married in 2008 at the Venetian in Las Vegas. You were doing a residency there, and my wife and her sister jokingly took a picture in front of the Wayne Brady making shit up poster. So
I love that.
So there you are. But every time we flip through, there you are. So
well, I'm glad I could be part of the blessed day.
It was you were actually, you were there. It was you, and it was like Frankie Valli in the Four Seasons and the Blue Man Group at the time. So
oh yeah, that's when Frankie opened up. He was either doing Jersey Boys or he was doing a tribute act or something.
It was Jersey Boys, yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Wayne, this is, I've never spoke to you before. I'm kind of excited because it seems like I didn't know much about you until I started looking you up, and I figured, well, I kind of know a little bit about Wayne Brady. Of course, you know Wayne from Whose Line Is It Anyway? And, of course, Let's Make a Deal, the show that we know him from right now. Born in Columbus, Georgia, but you moved to the Sunshine State at an early age, correct?
Yes, I was raised in Orlando. Left when I was 21.
Left Orlando when you were 21?
Yes, left running.
Okay. Did that have anything to do with, because I heard you lived with your grandmother in Florida. Did it have anything to do with escaping grandmama? She was probably pretty strict with you.
Oh, she was strict, but no, never escaping my grandmother. She was my best friend. No, I just had things that I needed to do.
You did. And it says that you went to high school at Dr. Phillips High School. Did you go to school with Johnny Damon by chance?
Yes, Johnny was there. Yeah. Johnny graduated in '89.
And did you guys know each other or no?
I knew him casually.
Okay, because usually the theater guys and the jocks aren't usually mingling, in high school, right?
Well, I think it depends on where you go to high school. No jocks were stuffing people in their lockers because everybody at that point, especially that school, Dr. Phillips, the way that it was at that point, everybody had their own thing going on, and the theater program was well respected, and our sports team was respected, and everybody knew each other. So it wasn't like an 80s movie where the bullies are stuffing you in lockers and calling you nerds.
Okay, well, that was kind of like my life story, but we're not here to talk about me.
Put that on me.
So, Wayne, what led you to move to Orlando?
Well, I was a baby.
Oh, okay. Good. Okay.
I was carried.
Okay. This episode of the Celebrity Jobber Podcast is brought to you by BetterHelp. That's Better, H-E-L-P. So let me share a personal story with you. It was a few years ago that I was waking up with heart palpitations and shortness of breath. I'd go to the doctor. He'd tell me I'm fine, but I wasn't fine. I was told it was anxiety. Well, what the hell is anxiety? It's just a word like stressed out. You got a lot going on. Sure, everybody does. But sometimes things like anxiety can affect your physical well-being like it was mine. So how did I get better? Therapy. So if you're thinking about starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. That's BetterHelp, H-E-L-P. It's entirely online. It's designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire, get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Get a break from your thoughts with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/jobber. Get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/jobber, JOBBER. Give online therapy a try at BetterHelp.com/jobber and get on your way to being your best self. So tell me, how did you get started with Let's Make a Deal? Because here's the thing. You started in improv. You were going, in a bunch of different directions, I would say, as a youngster, being in improv and comedy, acting. So you end up in some game show world. How does that happen to a guy like you that sings and dances and
things that you can't really touch upon in the middle, but the broad strokes are, I started acting when I was 16. I was very good at it. And that's why I left Orlando, because I knew that I needed to be in Los Angeles. I toured the country doing theater and singing in various groups and working at theme parks. Came out to L.A. with a group of my friends. We had an improv group. I was doing a lot of theater and sitcom work. Then I got Who's Line. Then I got a talk show. Then I got a bunch of sitcoms and movies and nominated for a Grammy. And then Monty Hall approached me one day. I said yes, and then I'm on Let's Make a Deal. And it was all part of this amazing dream that I get to live.
And was that what did you, when you were the 16-year-old guy growing up, you didn't think Let's Make a Deal back then. What was your goal at the time you were 16 years old? Was it anything in show business? What were you like kind of narrowed in on?
No, it was the goal that I was doing. I was doing theater, and I was doing TV, and I was already I was a working actor for 10 years before Whose Line Is It Anyway? So that was my goal, is to be a working actor. And then I just kept on working. And the cool thing is, I always tell my friends that show business is just like a theme park show. It's just the scale. And I was lucky enough to be able to accomplish some of the bigger scale things, like being on Broadway and going back to Broadway next year in The Wiz, and being in Rent and Kinky Boots and being able to be in a ton of shows that I love, and being able to host a game show. Like the totality of all the other stuff I do is why I can do Let's Make a Deal.
What's the most challenging part of hosting Let's Make a Deal?
The press.
The press!
Because hosting Let's Make a Deal is actually fun. There's no challenge in it, in the sense of people that work a 9 to 5. That's a challenge. Like kudos to everybody that gets up and they bust their butts doing that. I bust my butt, but in a different way, and I get a chance to live my dreams out. So I think that's the best part. So to me, there is no hassle.
What was your first job, Wayne, before Showbiz and Let's Make a Deal and Whose Line Is It Anyway? What was your very first job?
For a summer, I sold stuff door to door for a company selling car wash kits and whatnot. But I don't even like that was a job, but I've been lucky enough that I've pretty much been once I started acting at 16, I truly have never done anything else.
Wow. You're very lucky.
I'm very, very lucky because showbiz is very much a game of luck, but I'm also damn good.
You're very good.
Luck meets preparation.
Yep.
And so this is all I've done.
I agree with that. And the chance meeting with Monty Hall, that gave you your break. That gave you your break with Let's Make a Deal. But what do you consider your big break, as far as getting noticed and becoming Wayne Brady?
Whose Line Is It Anyway was definitely the first big stab at national attention.
And how did you land that? Was there a quick story on how you got on that show? I
auditioned for it, and at the end of the day, I was one of the last people left standing.
Wow.
I was very, very lucky.
Well, again, I agree with you with luck, but being prepared. I think that's incredibly true. And again, Whose Line Is It Anyway was such a great improv show. That's where I became familiar with Wayne Brady. And now he is hosting a show where people dress up like, I don't know, what's the craziest thing you saw people dressed up as on Let's Make a Deal?
Every costume is crazy to a degree. I get asked this question all the time, and I don't know. People dress up. The fact that it's a show where people dress up, by definition, it's cuckoo, and I love that. So I don't even know the craziest one because they're all crazy.
Well, I've seen the grown man in a chicken suit. I think that's a crazy one, and it seems to come up time after time. So,
right, which means that it's not the craziest.
I guess not. No, you're right, Wayne. I get it for sure. Wayne Brady, former member of Whose Line Is It Anyway, host of Let's Make a Deal. Is it the 15th season now, Wayne?
It is the 15th season, and we have a great season, tons of prizes, tons of special guests, bigger prizes, a McLaren, world trips, lots of cash, just as much comedy and just as much fun. So I want everyone to just check it out, and we have 8 primetime specials as well.
Wow, and that's on CBS. And Wayne, I just want to thank you for being a part of my special day.
Thank you so much for having me.
All right, man. Take care. So born in Georgia, raised in Florida with his grandmother, who was from West Indies descent. Pretty strict, but Wayne points out she was indeed his best friend. Wayne's first job when he was, a teenager was selling stuff door to door, like car wash kits and other kind of trinkets like that for some company. But he said basically that was his only job. Other than that, his entire career from the point of 16 onward, every job, every paycheck he has ever had is from acting and show business. His big break was the improv show hosted by Drew Carey, Whose Line Is It Anyway? Wayne talked about getting that job and how he just simply auditioned. And I don't know much about showbiz, but I think it's pretty incredible to just audition with, hundreds of different people and boom, you get the spot. So that was his introduction into the spotlight, and he was in his, young to mid-20s at the time. From there, tons of TV, movies, and theater, and finally led to Wayne Brady meeting Monty Hall, who was the producer and former host of the game show Let's Make a Deal. Currently on CBS and in its 15th season, of course, now hosted by Wayne Brady. Well, thanks again for checking us out. If you like this podcast, please give us a 5-star rating, leave a review, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you pod. And of course, please subscribe. Past episodes can be found on CelebrityJobber.com. And please follow us on Instagram, Celebrity Jobber Podcast. Once again, thanks for listening. We'll see you next week. I'm Jeff Zito.